Welcome to the first edition of Reactions to Distractions, R2D. The date is September 14th, 2017. Now, I hadn't planned on talking about the hurricane, but it's everywhere, and so I'm going to touch on that just a little bit, maybe a little bit more than a little bit, but whatever. Do the screen share in case you guys are wondering what I'm futzing with here. Now, what I want to talk about is, first of all, the fear porn. It was so set up with fear porn. Now, if you look at this image here, I grabbed this one because this one, every time that I went on YouTube or whatever to check out what was going on at the time, you know, I would see this type of thing, and that looks fucking scary. That looks like something out of a really bad sci-fi movie. And in all actuality, it was that, you know, big difference. Now, don't get me wrong. I know this was a bad storm. It was a hurricane, like all other hurricanes. People lost their lives. Homes were destroyed. Homes are flooded. Streets are flooded. It's a mess. Okay, I get that. What the point I want to make when I'm talking right now is that they were just almost like screaming, like, this is the worst. This is the worst. And everybody needs to get the hell out. And I would have left. But they just made it so much bigger and scarier than it actually was. Fear porn. You know, and I have loved ones down there. I was falling for it. I was trying not to fall for it. But you can't help it, because when you're not there, you know, and you're on the other side of the country, and all you can go with is what they're showing you on the TV and in the news and on the radio and with, you know, on YouTube. That's all you have to go on. And it's hard not to get caught up in that fear. But I wanted to show you guys, yeah, you know, they were yelling, you know, everybody, this is absolutely horrible. And it was that. And then I wanted to show you guys, because I'm sure a lot of you have seen this particular image. It's kind of been making its rounds on the internet. But for those of you that haven't seen it, it's kind of interesting because it's showing the comparison of the 3 storms that happened in 2010 compared to the 3 that you know, happening now. Just a little bit of interesting stuff there. The next thing I wanted to talk about with this is, if you live in a place that you get hurricanes all the time, you live in a place that you get earthquakes all the time, if you live in a place where you get tornadoes all the time, and you know what? If you just live in a regular place like where I live in Wisconsin, and the worst I get are blizzards. You should just be prepared. Just be prepared, for crying out loud. If you're prepared, then when they throw out the fear porn, you don't have to be as afraid because you're prepared. And when you're not prepared, then this kind of crap happens. The shelves go empty, you know, quickly. Everybody's running around because they don't have any stored water. They don't have any, you know, extra non-perishable, you know, like some canned goods of food. They live day to day, just stopping at the fast food restaurants or at the grocery store on their way home from work, and they're not prepared. And to me, this flabbergasts me, because how? Especially when you live in a place that you get every fall, you get hurricanes. How can you not have anything? You know, flashlights, batteries, water, some extra food. It's not difficult. You just put some in the bottom of your one of your closets and you're good. But yeah, then you get, you know, this kind of stuff, which then leads to jacking up of prices. You know, millions of people left Florida. Imagine all of the money, first of all, that cost with people leaving. I mean, wrap your mind around that. The price of them getting on an airplane, the price of them jumping in their car and with the gas, and then if they don't have any place to go, staying in the motels and then eating out. That alone. And then you have the jacking up of prices of those last minute goods that people should have already had on hand. Like this article on Wednesday, a 24 pack of, I put my glasses on because I can't see this. There we go. On Wednesday, a 24 pack of 16 9-ounce bottles of whatever water was priced at $99 on Amazon. The same product was priced at $9.99 for delivery on Staples. Similar cases of Ice Mountain Spring water ranged in price from less than $8 to $44.90 at online stores. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. I heard a lot of stories of people that lived down there that were, it's, I don't know why it surprises me, but every time this kind of stuff happens, I'm still surprised. People seeking flights out of Florida in advance of Irma expressed shock at finding some airfares surpassing $1,500 and approaching $2,000 for a round trip. Again, just imagine not just the cost of the after effects of the storm, but leading up to the storm and everything coming out of everyday people's pockets. It's crazy. I was curious. I wanted to see some of the after effect, photos. You saw a lot of the stuff that was going on during and whatnot. And I found this one for Tampa Bay Times and was scrolling through, and it's interesting. So the worst photos that I have found so far are obviously they're going to be, in the Caribbean and in the Keys, the hard hit places. This is bad. That really sucks. But then you look at this picture, and I sat here and I looked at it, and yeah, this was in Miami. And what am I looking at here? A windy day with some rain. I mean, what are they trying to depict to me here? Yeah, that's bad. I feel bad that's another thing too. I feel bad for all of the workers that had to go out and, fix the electric lines and all of this. Kudos to them, because those guys and girls worked hard. And here, yes, obviously this is one of the bad pictures. This is down in the Florida Keys. That's to be expected. And I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at in this one, so I'm not going to comment on it. And this one's kind of funny. The sun rises over battered palm trees in Miami Beach. All right, I see some trees with a few snapped branches, and it is phrased as battered palm trees. Yeah. Okay, and yes, obviously this type of stuff, it's bad. But to tell you the truth, where I live, every few years we'll get like a bad storm, and actually it's been even a little more frequently, and it's not even labeled a tornado. And then after the storm, you go out and I see this, on people's houses and across the streets and so on and so forth. And it sucks and it's horrible. But this to me, this just says it was a really bad storm, not what they were saying. Come on. Like, I've seen that type of stuff because it got too wet and the roots ripped out. And this this one's my favorite. A beehive was blown out of a palm tree in the backyard. I'm not even going to say that. Some park. Those poor fucking bees. That's all I can say. Seriously, you poor bees. I just, yeah, so that's what you could show. Hurricane Irma destroyed the beehive. Wow. That's all I'm going to say about that. I did want to mention about the Red Cross. Red Cross executive doesn't know what portion of donations go to Harvey relief. Why? Not his job, apparently. As Americans are opening their wallets and donating to relief efforts in the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey, one of the most prominent charities in the American Red Cross. But donors might be surprised to learn the Red Cross doesn't make clear what percentage of their dollars will go directly to helping the victims of the storm. Dating back to 2014, NPR and ProPublica have reported that the Red Cross misstated how donor dollars are spent. A study released by Senator Charles Grassley, and if I'm saying that wrong, I feel really stupid right now, concluded that the Red Cross had spent $124 million, 1/4 of the money donors gave for earthquake relief in Haiti in 2010, on internal expenses. Yeah. Make sure this is the top part here. My highlighter stopped working, so I had to just do it this weird way. As the Washington Post's Peter Hawley reported last year, a 2015 NPR and ProPublica investigation revealed that the Red Cross had only built 6 permanent homes in Haiti, even though it had collected almost $500 million in donations. The year before, the news organizations published a report about Red Cross's response to Hurricane Isaac and Sandy. They reported, after both storms, the charity's problems left some victims in dire circumstances or vulnerable to harm. The organization's internal assessments acknowledge. Handicapped victims slept in their wheelchairs for days because the charity had not secured proper cots. In one shelter, sex offenders were all over, including playing in children's areas, because Red Cross staff didn't follow procedures. According to interviews and documents, the Red Cross lacked basic supplies like food, blankets, and batteries to distribute to victims in the days just after the storms. Sometimes, even when supplies were plentiful, they went to waste. In one case, the Red Cross had to throw out tens of thousands of meals because it couldn't find the people who needed them. Keep this in mind, guys. Donate locally to charities, local charities, churches. And then this last one, this one's been making its rounds. Texas woman brings 400 hamburgers to help hungry Harvey victims. The Red Cross pulled a despicable move instead. To aid the victims was a woman who brought a total of 400 hamburgers to the site and divided them to locals, isolated from the rest. This, however, didn't seem appealing to the Red Cross, which decided to call the women out on bringing the food there in the first place, and what they did next represents a pure absurdity at its best. I'm astonished at the behavior of the Red Cross husband-wife team at the Mid-County Jack Brooks Airport yesterday, who together accosted me and took turns berating me because I was trying to bring 400 warm burgers to our hungry evacuees, who according to them did not need the food because they had already had a sandwich. Yes, they had a sandwich in 24 hours. They were desperate for a hot meal. The Red Cross proceeded to try and load the warm, ready-to-eat burgers into an ice chest. Because, the Red Cross can come and tell me that, no, you don't need a burger right now, sweetie, because you just had a sandwich. I would say to that. You tell me if I want a sandwich and a burger, I can have both. And the pilot who had donated his time, fuel, money, plane, and arranged for the delivery of the burgers was horrified at not being able to serve them. He actually came to volunteer as well. So yeah, think about it before you donate to the Red Cross. And any of the stuff that I talk about, don't take my word for it, because just don't take my word for it. I'm not here to persuade you. I'm here to give you my opinion and to read some interesting stuff. Go investigate this stuff. That's what I want to say. And then I'm going to wrap this up with this little tidbit here because I thought it was funny. 3 squirrels have been well, the title actually is at least 6 hurt in Lake Vista area squirrel attacks. 3 squirrels have been apprehended, and I love that word. That when I first read that, it just made me just laugh. These squirrels were apprehended. And the number of attacks by the humans in Lake Vista may be as high as 6, including one that was caught on camera. The problem of squirrels attacking people in the Lake Vista area prompted the New Orleans Mosquito, Termite, and Rodent Control to put out traps near St. Pius Catholic Church. At least 3 squirrels were caught in the traps. There are reports of up to 6 cases where aggressive squirrels attacked people in the Lake Vista area. But I just thought that was kind of a funny story. And a few months ago, I actually discovered a new fact. Did you guys know that squirrels eat other squirrels? Because I thought that they just ate like nuts and stuff. And I heard about that, and there was a video, and so of course I had to check out the video. And I was like, what? Squirrels eat other squirrels. So apparently we have to worry now about squirrel cannibalism and squirrel attacks. And they need to be apprehended because they're out of control. They're out of control. Okay, so anyways, enough on all of this. And I guess that's it for now. I'm going to try and do this once a week unless, something else big happens, or maybe if you guys don't like this type of video and then I won't do it anymore. But I guess that's it. I hope that y'all have a great day, and I will talk to you later.